So I've been messing around with the bilge alarms. In particular, I'm trying to get the louder alarm to work for a high water in the bilge. That's a Maretron alarm. It's quite loud. So I have two floats, rule floats, that indicate not only for the regular bilge activation, but there's little alarms in these panels, and they'll go off when an additional float goes off, which is a high water float that I've got for each of the bilge pumps. Now this is fine when I'm sleeping in here at nighttime. I could hear it fine, but if I'm somewhere else in the boat, it gets a little muffled and it doesn't sound loud enough to, to be like a real alarm. And so I went out and purchased a Maretron high water alarm, which is sitting here. And I'm going to screw that into the bilge and it'll detect high water. So that'll give me 3 ways to detect high water and 2 sets of alarms. And I've just configured this MFD. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So I can leave this panel up whenever I'm thinking about the bilge. But also the whole screen, no matter which screen I'm in, whether I'm looking at RPM or whatever I'm doing, it'll indicate the warning as well. And to give a sense of how loud it is, I'll activate it. And I'm going to put my thumb over this, but I'm not going to actually show that. I'm going to show the screen what happens when I put my thumb on it. And I take my thumb off, the sound goes away. That's because presumably the bilge has gone down. But if it stayed up, it would just continue that alarm for indefinitely. So now I can see no matter which screen I go to. Let's see if I can get this right. You see I've still got an alert. It says alert's pending and it tells me what it is, bilge high water. So there's a lot less ambiguity going on with the high water, like really emergency alarms. So this would be the highest alarm, right up there with fire. Carbon monoxide would probably come number 2. And then after that would be engine alarms, which would probably rate number 3. And the reason you have to rate them is because if multiple alarm goes out at the same time, you want the one that's the most urgent to be the one at the top. So I guess fire would be up there with maybe even higher than high water. I'm not sure. Anyways, and then after this, I can clear these out. Go into status. And you can see all the alarms that are going on. So if there are multiple alarms, I can scroll through them and see them. And I can cancel it in here and clear out my alarms. And then I go back to my screens and you can see the alarm's gone. So I'm pretty happy with that. If I'm up at raising the anchor again, like I was a while back in Smuggler's Cove, and an alarm goes off, well, I'll recognize that high water alarm for sure. And that's the idea. So now I'm going to screw this sensor in.